Barber's presentation today on XtraInvestor. My name is Kevin Barber. I'm the CEO, and I'm excited to be sharing how we are enabling and energizing innovation in microbatteries, focus on wearable devices and connected sensors. We're focused on delivering a superior performance battery to replace what is today a billion-unit market across multiple market applications. By delivering solid-state lithium batteries, Ensurge is uniquely focused as we focus on the microbattery applications. More broadly, solid-state lithium batteries is a huge trend as a superior technology to replace lithium-ion across the world, across many markets. What we're bringing to this technology is our proprietary intellectual property and our experience with the technology platform of building performance electronics on stainless steel, ultra-thin substrates, and our roll-to-roll factory that we have installed in San Jose, California. In addition, we're bringing innovative multi-cell stacking that'll allow us to deliver the energy capacity required for our customers. In the end, the products that we are targeting to deliver will deliver twice the energy density and 3 times the life cycle of comparable lithium-ion batteries. And because it's solid state, it's fundamentally safer than a liquid electrolyte lithium-ion battery. The markets we're addressing are looking for these type of solutions to increase the energy density, to deliver unique form factors, as well as deliver longer life cycles for their applications. And so that is the fundamental foundation of what we're focused on in delivering superior batteries. The markets that we're targeting include hearables, hearing aids, TWS, hearables, medical wearables for continuous monitoring, sports and fitness wearables, as well as the large and growing industrial IoT market with connected sensors monitoring a wide range of applications. We're initially focused on the left side of this slide, focus on hearables and medical wearables, and we expect to expand over time to the connected sensors IoT market. These are established and growing markets that are substantial in size, 1 billion units total across these different markets. And it's an opportunity for us to deliver our differentiated batteries into unique form factor constrained applications. We're bringing a novel architecture that will allow us to transform how microbatteries are delivered. And it starts with our proven ultra-thin steel substrates. We've now demonstrated that we can produce high performance batteries on ultra-thin 10 micron steel on a roll-to-roll line, which allows us to maximize the volumetric energy density of our batteries, as well as deliver scale in manufacturing. In the past, we have delivered millions of units of EAS devices on this steel, and so we're confident in our ability to do manufacturing on steel substrates. We then bring the established anode-less architecture of solid-state chemistry that has been invented in the past years. We demonstrated the energy density early on in our development activity, and we're building maturity and experience with that architecture. We're now focused on building our innovative packaging capability, which will deliver the energy density required by these applications. And this packaging takes advantage of the hermeticity, the moisture resistance of the steel itself as an integral part of our cell stacking strategy. And finally, our existing installed $40 million roll-to-roll facility allows us a path to scale as customers are looking for not only the performance of our batteries, but the ability to provide the appropriate volumes for their needs and their businesses. And so when you put all of these elements together, the steel, the chemistry, the packaging, and the factory, our ability to deliver superior performance at scale is what is most interesting, I think, of combining these together. So our focus is on delivering performance as well as customability at scale. And so, as I mentioned, energy density of 2x, recharging cycles of 3x, faster charging speed, this inherent safety of solid-state chemistry but as well the ability for us to deliver form factors that meet the customer's needs, whether that's compact batteries, whether that's very ultra thin batteries. Customers are looking for their solutions to be met by the battery itself. We produce that at the beginning of the process on a very long and high efficiency roll of steel. We create the cells on that steel, and then we singulate and stack them up into the final product to the dimensions that our customers require for the energy capacity. We then encapsulate that and add the terminals on either end of it, and then we have completed a final battery that we can deliver to our customers. We're looking to build a platform that allows us to build these form factor constrained applications, and up to 600 watt-hours per liter is what we can deliver in energy density for the larger sizes. Up to 1,000 and beyond cycles of lifetime, which is a really great cycle time. Customizable XYZ dimensions, and then on-body safe with no liquid electrolyte. We've made a great progress this last quarter as we give our update, and so we are on track delivering initial samples to our customers later this year, as we now have installed our packaging equipment that allows us to stack and enable milliamp hour energy capacities. A huge milestone that we delivered this past quarter was to validate our ability to deliver roll-to-roll deposited depositions on our ultra-thin 10-micron steel. That enables unmatched energy densities, as well as validates our production scale with roll-based manufacturing. We announced an additional customer agreement with a medical hearables leader, in addition to the announcement we had the prior quarter with a Fortune Global 500 wearables customer, and we have additional customer agreements and discussions today in the pipeline. We added a really great technical advisory board member, Dr. Shirley Meng, who has been globally recognized as an award-winning energy storage innovator, and she's engaged with us to help us on our technology roadmap, as well as our technical implementation of the roadmap we've defined. And then finally, we brought on our head of sales and marketing, Vijay Parmar, who's an electronic industry veteran with lots of experience with both wearables and hearables. So in summary, our investment highlights is that we're focused on winning in this segment, this large and growing microbattery market, with our steel, with our stacking and our scale, and delivering solid-state lithium rechargeable microbatteries with superior performance of energy density, lifetime safety against today's batteries in the marketplace, as well as the ability to deliver customizable form factors. It's a billion unit addressable market. It's a lot of opportunity for us to deliver unique solutions into this market. And so far, we've announced multiple customers with more in the pipeline. We've been working on steel manufacturing for many years, and as a result, we have an extensive intellectual property and know-how on manufacturing with roll-based steel, as well as the ability to deliver volume of electronics into the marketplace. And then finally, we have an existing factory of 40 million of high capacity roll-to-roll manufacturing that allows us to scale as our customer demands requires. So we're very excited about where we are, what progress we've made, and our roadmap going forward. And so thank you for that, and I'll open it up to questions.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I have received quite a bit of questions from the audience, so I'll just start and ask them to you. And the first question is that you have signed 2 agreements with large potential customers, one in the wearable segment and one in the hearable segment. Are the need of the 2 customers/segments different, and is there a specific difference in unit economics of the 2 clients regarding price sensitivity?
Yeah, so what we see in common between the wearables and hearables is they both are attracted to form factor, the ability to deliver the form factor they need for their applications, and they're attracted to higher energy densities. These applications are looking for more energy in a smaller volume. And so those are common across those two markets. What we see, though, as a small differentiation is that the wearable market is more focused on energy capacity on their implementation, and the hearables are slightly more focused on cycle lifetime and the lifetime of the battery. But generally, all of those metrics are important to them. As it relates to the economics, we do not see a differentiation on the pricing, but they're quite similar, and it's correlated to the applications they're focused on.
Thanks. And another question here. What's your goal regarding customers for 2021? Do you have any numbers to communicate?
So we have multiple conversations going on actively today for new agreements. Our target by the end of the calendar year is to add 2 to 3 additional ones beyond the 2 that we've announced.
You have previously signaled the possibility of expanding your current production facilities. To what extent can you expand the factory at San Jose? That's the first one. If you could broadly expand on how that would affect unit economics, given that Ensurge would presumably benefit from economies of scale.
Yeah, so today we have an installed roll-to-roll factory, and so for the major equipment, we can increase the capacity by 4 times in the current facility. And so, of course, with additional volume in a factory, that allows our unit economics to improve by amortizing our fixed cost over a bigger volume. So yes, as we increase volume, our costs will go down, and we can facilitate equipment 4 times what we have today on the major.
Another question here, Kevin. When samples are provided to the customers, what happens next? How long time will your customers spend before they make a final purchase?
Yeah, good question. So the process generally for customers is that they'll take our samples and they'll want to evaluate them, and then they will want to qualify them. They'll want to ensure that they meet their requirements. Based on being satisfied that the batteries do in fact meet their needs, they will make a decision to use our battery in a given design. And they'll move into a design in, and that's when there'll be a commercial commitment to use our batteries. They'll design their product, and then real volume will occur when they release that volume into the marketplace, and we will ship batteries to them as their demand requires. So it's 2 steps, qualification and then design in, that's required to go to production.
And is it possible to sort of be more specific in months or?
Well, yeah, it depends on the customer. You know, qualification, we would expect it be typical to be around 6 months. It's possible to be up to 12 months, but that's what we'd expect. We'd expect design and decisions to happen before the qualification is finished. So there'll be some overlap between the qualification and the design, but they need to both be finished to go to production.
Thanks. It's another question here. It's my understanding that you are currently capable of producing fully functional single-layered SSLB using your current roll-to-roll facilities. Could you expand on the risks related to the packaging and mass production of multi-layered SSLB, such as the samples scheduled to be delivered to customers by the end of this year?
Yeah, okay. So yes, it's correct. We've been optimizing and improving our single cell battery performance up till now. And then now we have received our packaging equipment this past few months, and now we can begin to focus on the stacking development. The effort involved in the stacking involves optimizing and selecting the materials that are involved in the packaging, as well as the methods of how we do the stacking. And so that is what we're currently doing today. And then ultimately, the final step is what that methods and materials deliver for providing compression and how the multiple layers of the cells are compressed into a final product. And so that's the activity we're doing literally these past weeks and the weeks ahead to enable us to stack batteries with high performance. So.
Another question here from the audience: to what extent has Ensurge tested the micro battery product platform?
So we've been characterizing the batteries in all of its dimensions, both capacity, cycle life, temperature on the single cells, as was the prior question, and we'll continue to do that as we move into the stacked batteries. So we're performing all of the traditional characterization that the marketplace requires for these batteries.
And could you elaborate a little bit, it's a question from the audience again here, about how much capacity is it possible, or is it possible to produce in a battery on the roll-to-roll facility?
So capacity is a difficult one because we will depend on how much capacity per battery it is. So in terms of units, it's difficult to give a precise number. I like to say that we see financially a path with our current equipment set to produce sufficient volume to reach cash flow break-even, and we estimate that our cash flow break-even is achieved at about 4 million units per year run rate. And we expect that when the facility is full, with all of it being equipped with equipment, that depending on the product mix, we can deliver up to 100 million US in EBITDA. So financially, it's easier to characterize than unit quantity because it depends a little bit on the capacity of the batteries. But that's how I would characterize capacities in the facility today, as well as capacities that are possible when we fully capitalize the building we're occupying today.
And based on what you're saying now, is your battery or the Ensurge battery able to meet, for example, the specifications of an Apple Watch at this point?
So we believe over time, we have a roadmap to deliver that type of capacity for an Apple Watch. So just to calibrate, an Apple Watch is over 300 milliamp hours. Today, in these early months and in the first year, we're focused up to about 50 or 60 milliamp hour battery applications, which includes a lot of the marketplaces that we're talking about. But the Apple Watch is in the 300 and approaching 400 milliamp hours. And so we will need to add to our cell performance with our technology roadmap. So it's in our target over time, but today we're not focused on that. We're focused on the hearables and wearables marketplace.
Thanks. First, revenue was previously a milestone before end of 21. This milestone is longer a part of various presentations. Have this milestone been postponed? If yes, when is the first revenue stream expected to occur?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I combined the milestone of revenue and samples because the revenue is connected to the samples. So I'm just showing it as one milestone rather than two. So the revenue goes with the samples. So that was always the intent. And so in that sense, nothing's changed, just the way we were communicating has changed.
And another question here, will the limitation of microchips around the world affect Ensurge?
I don't see any sign of that today, and I don't expect that to be the case, no.
And then there's the last question, Kevin. Could you please explain in more detail about the unique ultra-thin stainless steel substrates and if Ensurge Micropower sources its materials locally or abroad?
So 10 micron steel of the dimensions that we required is available around the world, but it's not a common technology. We have very special technical requirements for the steel that we need for our manufacturing. We have a very strong supply chain that is globally sourced. And we are very confident in that supply chain. However, I think I'll hesitate to mention today where exactly that's coming from. But yes, it's multiple locations, multiple countries, I'll say it that way, multiple countries that we can source the material from, but it's not common, it's unique to our requirements.
Okay, Kevin, thanks. That was all the questions. So now I hand it back to you for your last comments to the audience.
Thank you, Ståle. So thank you all for participating and allowing me to share an update from Ensurge and what our strategy is and the progress we've been making. We continue to be very excited about it. And so thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.